happened to a gay couple in Gaza?
Executed according to Islamic law. Islam doesn't endorse gayism. Islam doesn't endorse homosexuality.
Okay, so would you like to see Sharia law in Canada replace Canadian law?
At some point it will. You know, because we have families, they're making babies. You're not. Your population is going down the slump, right? By 2060, Muslims will be the biggest religious group the world over. What are you going to do then?
Actually,
To oppose Sharia is even that? Okay, so you say that Israel was established on an empty, barren desert. Is that right?
No. Saying Israel's established on an empty, barren desert, but it is a fact that when Jews moved to Israel in the mid 1800s, they cultivated the least desirable lands, swamps, right? Ben Gurion cultivated a swamp. They didn't go and cultivate like the places where people were already living. They cultivated the places that nobody wanted to live, and they farmed those places that were previously viewed as unfarmable.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so what's your point of view?
I'm looking at some of the signage. I see it says Israel is an apartheid state. Well, when you...
What do you mean by apartheid? Apartheid means a state that separates, that treats people differently.
They don't treat them differently. There are roughly a dozen Arab members of the Knesset, which is their parliament. There is an Arab-Israeli Supreme Court justice. An Arab-Israeli Supreme Court justice, George Kara, sentenced a Jewish Israeli president to prison for sexual abuse. Arabs are free in Israel to vote in elections, to buy property, to live wherever they want within Israel, to, I don't know, run for office. Are they drinking from separate water fountains, or what's the deal here? Because they're not.
Based on their race or religion. So isn't Israel there?
there are even
By the way, those members of the Knesset are Sunni Muslims.
Arabs
Same religion as Hamas.
that sit in the Knesset in Israel. So I'm trying to understand.
Those must be house Negroes, house Arabs.
Oh, really?
Really? Yeah. Even you know that.
You know, I'm glad you said that and I didn't. That sounds very racist to me, sir. What would happen to a gay couple in Palestine, sir?
What?
What would happen to a gay couple in Gaza?
Executed according to Islamic law. Islam doesn't endorse gayism. Islam doesn't endorse homosexuality. Just like Canada doesn't endorse a lot of things.
And do you think that's good?
If I were
Do you
to
think that's good, sir? Do you think it's good for gays?
I would get executed, right? I would get prosecuted. In the same way, Islam doesn't approve of being gay.
I see. Okay, so would you like to see Sharia law in Canada replace Canadian law?
At some point it will. You know, because we have families, we are making babies. You are not. Your population is going down the slump, right? And by 2060, according to Pew Research Institute, your research, by 2060, Muslims will be the biggest religious group the world over.
They already are the biggest religious group in the world, but I think he means specifically in Canada. These people are so unhinged and insane.
What are you going to do then?
Actually,
To oppose Sharia is even that?
well, you know what? I'm very appreciative of the honesty. We don't usually get that. So you do support Sharia. You do want a Muslim majority nation in the West End, correct?
Just like you had a Western majority nation in the land of Native Americans, one day we can have a Muslim majority nation here in Canada. Right in your face.
So are you saying we are all living on occupied land right now in Canada?
Yeah, we're living in occupied. So from the natives' perspective, we are.
Well, shouldn't we all leave then, going by your philosophy?
Yeah, if the natives were, if they had the power to kick us out, they probably could.
You could always...
Well, how could it seems the Palestinians don't have the power to kick the Jews out. So I guess they don't, you know what I mean? I guess there's no justification for the Jews to leave, which seems to be what he'd want.
voluntary leave in solidarity of the natives, sir.
Would you leave in solidarity with the natives?
Well,
If you leave, the day you leave in solidarity with the natives, I'm also going to.
I'm just trying to get my head around what you just said, that you don't have any problem with gay people being executed just because of their sexual orientation. I don't understand
I
that.
don't have any problem with Muslims being executed just because of being Muslims.
No, that's not happening anywhere. There is nowhere where Muslims are being routinely executed for being Muslims. That's not happening literally anywhere. What you know what is happening? The executions of Christians in Syria. Jews and Christians being made dhimmis in the majority of the Middle East. There is not widespread Muslim discrimination across the West. If anything, Muslims are celebrated across the West. Look at this protest that he's at right now. I see a Palestinian flag right behind him in Canada.
That does not happen, sir.
It happened to me. It was very.
No, wait a minute. You were executed? You're back from the dead?
No, I'm not from the dead. I'm just saying, I, despite being a Canadian citizen, like I'm telling you my own experience. At times,
I can be a Canadian citizen as a Muslim, but they will execute me.
I've been treated unfairly.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
No, really, I'm sorry to hear that.
Muslims in Canada get treated unfairly every single day, whether it's job, whether it's admission to the university, whether it's something else. You know, there is unfairness. There is racial profiling here.
But see, I think that's the difference between you and I. I don't want anyone scandalous.
Dude, this is the kind of stuff that you're to me. Look at this picture he has behind him. Fake news. Don't talk to him. Say no.
Because you're a Muslim. But
oh my God, there's another one. They knew this guy was coming.
At the same time, I don't want to see people being executed for their sexual orientation.
Why?
How would you want that, sir?
No. Why would you not want people like, it's because of these abnormal sexual orientations that your population is going down the slump as we are growing everywhere. And whatever the gay people are doing is against the commandments of God. If you do anything against the commandments of the Queen, even if you swear at the Queen in the court, do you get punished or not? Don't you think it's unfair? It's against free speech to swear at Queen. To swear at Queen in the...
Right, but this guy doesn't support free speech. He supports Sharia law. He's out here advocating simultaneously for Sharia law and for free speech, which doesn't make any sense.
In the court? I want to walk into a Canadian court and swear at your Queen. Will I be prosecuted or not for that?
Yes, sir, but I think there's a difference between... Hold on, I want to answer your question. I think there's a difference between a contempt of court issue and somebody being executed simply because of their sexual orientation.
Let us restart. Okay, well, what did you say?
I'm saying I think there's a difference between a penalty that isn't lethal, perhaps a fine, in a contempt of court issue, as opposed to having a gay couple executed simply because of their sexual orientation. I think that is incredibly hateful, and
From my perspective, like the Queen is just just another human being like me.
Wow.
Sir, who are these people whispering things in your ear? I mean, we're having a discussion.
He said to me to keep you busy.
Keep me busy.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Should I be looking over my back?
No, so the thing is, just the way executing gay people sounds unfair to you.
Except it's talking to rebel media. Don't talk to rebel media. Don't, because
you're a fascist and you want to suppress the media, that's why.
Just because, sir. Rebel media's history. Look at our history, sir. Look at Canada Land and look at rebel media. Look at Canada Land. Yes. Canada Land is you guys documented.
These are the same people who will walk around and scream fascist in your face and say you're a fascist as they try to intimidate and shut down the media at their protests. Don't you want exposure for your protests? Speaking of which, I'll be at a protest literally tomorrow. I'm flying out tonight to Los Angeles for a protest just like this one. So make sure to like, subscribe, comment what you thought of this down below. Join the Discord linked in the description if you enjoy having discussions just like this one. Doesn't matter if you love Israel, hate Israel, love Sharia law, hate Sharia law, love Trump, hate Trump. Doesn't matter whatever your political orientation, your political beliefs. You are welcome in the Discord. It is linked in the description below this. We need more people for more discussions. So join that Discord, guys. I will see you in the next one.